The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Hello and welcome to the Hoop Ball NBA DFS Today podcast. Today is Monday, November 18th, and I am going to be reviewing the Tuesday, November 19th four-game NBA slate. My name is Joe Sarvadi, affectionately known as Coach, and I am solo tonight, just you guys and me, and we're going to go over this four-game slate and try to determine where the best plays are, where the best fades are, and everything that can give you the best chance to take down some DFS cash and some GPPs. Before we get started, wanted to thank our presenting sponsor, Hawaiian Isles Kona Coffee Company. Certainly the coffee in all of our DFS NBA pros. I know Michael Patria and Andrew Hansen as well enjoy the Kona difference every morning. So great stuff, and we appreciate them for being with us from the get-go here at Hoop Ball. All right, let's dive in. We can make this one pretty straight to the point. We've got four games. There's two 8 p.m. Eastern games, and then two late night sweat games, a 10 p.m. and a 10:30. So the first game on the slate is Golden State Warriors at the Memphis Grizzlies. Interesting game right off the bat, considering that neither team played on Monday night. And as you know, we always record this the night before, and so it is Monday night. So neither one of these teams is playing, so they'll be fresh for tomorrow's game. And it's got two teams that definitely get up and down the floor. Right now, Golden State is 14th in the league, and Memphis is 7th. So they're both above average in pace. Definitely something we need to look at there, because there will be some more points scored in this game than normal. Also, something of note that definitely affects the game is Memphis is 28th out of 30 teams in defensive efficiency. So they are not getting it done, as you would expect for a young team that's up and down the floor. They haven't quite figured out the defensive side. And then dead last is Golden State, and it's not very close. They are dead last. So this has to be a key game on the slate, and I'm sure the over and under is going to show that. Even though it's a 2-12 Golden State against 5-8 Memphis, it is two of the faster teams at the top half and two of the worst four teams in the league in defense. So let's definitely target this game. You can start off on the Golden State side. One guy that seems somewhat unfadable anymore is Eric Paschall. He has just been tearing it up and really a go-to main guy on this team. So as I know of right now, D'Angelo Russell is still out, and I'll double check that here as we're going through this game. But with D'Angelo Russell out, you got a little bit of a split point guard, and the rookie Kai Bowman and then Alec Burks both got a lot of minutes at the point in the last game, which I like both of them. However, if they're going to split those minutes, it creates an issue of are you going to get any DFS value from those guys? And for that reason, I think they'll both be popular, but I don't anticipate that I'm going to use either guy, just in the fact that I think there's no question that they're going to split some time. And in double checking the D'Angelo Russell news, yes, it's a right thumb sprain. He'll miss at least 2 weeks. So as far as where that usage goes to, certainly Draymond Green's been a monster, negative throughout the whole year. He seems frustrated, disinterested, and statistically hasn't put up very good DFS numbers. I think I'm going to dial more towards Glenn Robinson III. I mean, he has really been stepping up. He's getting good minutes and he's producing. Pascal's going to be a lock and load foundational guy. I'm going to look to Robinson for sure as my second guy. And I'm going to stay away from Draymond. I just don't think statistically that he's his effort or head is really into it. And again, like I say, I think some of those guys in the backcourt are going to be splitting minutes. On the Memphis side, I loved Jonas Valanciunas in this game. He has gotten his minutes extended up to in the low 30s now. I think this is a great matchup for him. He's going to be one of the guys I definitely dial up here without question. I'm also going to go ahead and go to the Ja Morant. In honor of my man Andrew Hansen, I'm going to go to the Ja Morant well. I've been fading him because he's still on a quote-unquote 25 to 30-minute restriction of minutes himself. However, it seems like he's tuning it up a little bit, going against the worst defense in the league with the pace. I just think he's too good to pass up. He's such an incredible talent. So this is going to be my key game. I'm going to have 4 foundational guys right out of the gate with Joe Val and Ja Morant, and a little bit, Pascal's getting a little pricier, but Robinson's still somewhat cheap. So I'll be stacking those 4 guys. And, if a 5th guy from this game rounds out my roster, it wouldn't bother me very much at all because, again, this game just fits the bill for, 137, 132 type of game in my book. I think they're going to light it up. So that's game number 1. The other early game, you've got the Portland Trailblazers at the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans have literally half the roster out. There are a bunch of guys questionable in this game, some that have already been ruled out, but it's almost impossible until we know for sure what the final tally is on this Pelicans disaster of injuries. And that's something you just really need to stay, dialed into us on Twitter. At Hoopball Fantasy is where you're going to get all that information throughout the day tomorrow. Also, you can look me up on Twitter at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi. I'll be posting things throughout the day as well. And go to our hoop-ball.com, click on forums, and click on the DFS thread. Miles and Andy are working hard to keep that updated constantly throughout the day so that you know where things stand. To give you a quick rundown where things are here the night before the game, Frank Jackson with his neck is questionable. Lonzo Ball questionable with his right adductor muscle, I guess. And he's got somewhat rib and stomach side pain there. Jahlil Okafor doubtful. Josh Hart has already been ruled out. Brandon Ingram is also questionable. And Derek Favors has been ruled out. So there you go. You got just a boatload of guys. But, Ingram being the biggest one, because if he plays and he's going to get 25-plus minutes, it changes the whole complexion of the Pelicans game without question. If Ingram sits, Drew Holiday has to be a go-to guy just because his usage goes through the roof, and he's definitely playing much better ball. Portland's also coming off a game they played tonight where they got absolutely drubbed by Houston. And then they had to get on a plane, head out to New Orleans for that game. for Tuesday night, so they're not going to be in the best of shape. They played really poorly, and don't see them putting up their best effort. So if Ingram plays, plug him in. If he doesn't, you got to go to the Drew Holiday card there for sure. Also, the other two guys I'm going to certainly consider, and again, a lot of it has to do with that news on the Pelican side. Nikhil Alexander-Walker is definitely getting some more minutes. He's been a guy that just looks so explosive on any given moment, could have a huge game. And against Portland, we saw Harden and Westbrook. Of course, it's Harden and Westbrook, though. But they just absolutely shredded, the Portland team for combined like 115 fantasy points tonight. So, do I expect the Pelicans backcourt to, be anywhere as effective as those guys? No, but I think they're still going to do very well. So, Drew Holiday and for me, Nikhil Alexander-Walker become two really go-to guys, especially if Ingram sits. Also, Kenrich Williams, I mean, his price has stayed, very value-oriented, and his minutes have been gigantic, upper 30s, mid 30s at worst. So there's another guy you definitely have to consider as well. On the Portland side, like I say, their team is just a disaster right now. They're supposedly Carmelo Anthony's going to be added to the team. I don't believe he plays tomorrow, but I guess there's a chance of that. If he does, I can't imagine he's going to get more than 15 minutes or something in that nature with being out so long, if he plays at all. Hard with Lillard and McCollum, they're always in play without question because they dominate usage with this team. The rest of the team just sort of divvies it all up. I mean, literally, and it's not even worth actually going into the rest of the guys, in my opinion. But, Lillard and McCollum, you're going to have Drew Holiday, who's a hell of an on-the-ball defender, probably going against Lillard, which puts McCollum more in play for me over Lillard. And McCollum did play better tonight against Houston as well. So, he's a little pricier. I doubt I'm going to go that route. But if I went to a Portland player, it would be McCollum. And again, on the Pelican side, I'm very interested in Ingram if he plays. If not, definitely in both Holiday and Nikhil Alexander-Walker, with Kenrich Williams being somebody that's a go-to guy as well. All right, the two late games. One of them at 10 p.m. Eastern is the Phoenix Suns, 7-5, who just got beat by Boston and only scored a measly 85 points tonight. So they're coming off a beat down, and they're going against the 5-7 Sacramento Kings, who are without several players due to injury and suspensions and everything else. So, it's a little more slim pickings in this game for me. I think, it was quite a wake-up call for Phoenix in this game. They did, like I say, did not play well across the board. Rubio did not play. I'm assuming because it was a back-to-back. I think he comes back in this game. If that's the case and, he goes, I think he's in play without question. He's against a team, like this that's not the best defensive backcourt by any stretch. I think you got to look, because he can get you so many assists. He's one of the top assist guys in the league. And actually, I'm just reading here that Ricky Rubio wasn't out because of the back-to-back. He was out because of back spasms. So Ricky Rubio is not going to make my lineup for at any point here with the back issues. So let's relook at this Phoenix side, and with Rubio, to me, not being a viable option. You've got Booker's always in play here. On the back-to-back, he didn't do well tonight, but he faced a really tough Boston defense, which I expected Booker to struggle. I mean, Smart is phenomenal. By the way, Smart had a really bad ankle sprain right at the end of that game, so something to keep note of on the Boston side. It looks like he's going to miss some extended time. But Booker's in play. Booker's the guy. With Rubio out, his usage goes way up. He's a very, very tough fade here. Certainly one of the key guys from this team in that scenario. Everybody else, a lot of split minutes. Oubre's been up and down. Baines was just okay. So I think Booker's the guy on the Phoenix side without question. On the Sacramento side, I think I'm going to dial up a guy that I've dialed up 3 games in a row since Fox went down. It's somewhat been the Bogdanovich show for the Kings. He's just been so solid. He had a career high 8 assists the game before last. He's shooting the ball well. He and Hield are really seem to be thriving right now with their backcourt combination. It's working a lot better, I think, than everybody expected. Not real comfortable with the bigs for Sacramento. I think that you can certainly use Hield. I definitely lean towards Bogdanovich. He's cheaper than Hield, and I think, but they're both very good options without question. So. All right. Again, I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Hawaiian Isles Kona Coffee. Thank the guys at hoop-ball.com. Definitely go to the hoop-ball.com website. Sign up for Brew's monthly newsletter. It's phenomenal. Or weekly newsletter. I don't know if it's weekly or monthly, but I know that it's phenomenal. I read it. It's extremely in depth, and the only way you get that is by signing up on the website. Also, the premium package at hoop-ball.com is terrific. A lot of 7-day-a-week coverage of everything. So, and also you can hear us 7 days a week everywhere podcasts are found, NBA DFS Today, or you can search just DFS Today. And we're going to show up on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeart, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere that you can find podcasts. And, we'd ask if you can just take a minute or less than that, 30 seconds, hit the 5 stars, the likes, the positive reviews, that feedback, that positive review and information really helps us build the show, helps us keep this 7-day content free and in front of any paywalls. And I firmly believe we have some of the best content DFS-wise in the industry. So we appreciate that, and we appreciate the fact that we keep growing listeners day over day, week over week. So, tell your friends, join in, and let's all win some money and take down some DFS stuff. All right, let's go to this last game, and then we can wrap up a quick one, 4-game slate, which is unusually small. The league has done really well with balancing a lot of these cards out with a lot of 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 game slates where it's playable, and then some big ones like we're coming off a 9-gamer on Monday night. So the last game is the Oklahoma City Thunder at the LA Lakers. It is the 10:30 latest game, the big sweat game. Thunder at Lakers, and right now the Thunder are playing the Clippers. So not sure exactly what the results or how that game is panning out, but the Thunder will obviously be on a back-to-back, even though they're playing in the same building. They are playing in a back-to-back, and the Lakers are off on Monday night. So that gives an advantage to LA 11-2. Certainly always a threat to blow out, which, raises the red flag of, do you pay the big money for LeBron or AD in a possible blowout game? I'm not going to go there, with all the guys I've recommended in these first 3 games. I've got a pretty good, solid rotation of guys here, and I'm not going to be looking to spend all my money in that game that I feel has the potential to blow out. And so we'll see how that goes. But so for the Lakers side, with not playing those 2 guys, I may look at Kuzma. If his price stays down, I'm going to double check that. It's been low. He's coming off sort of a not great game, but he is a volume shooter. His minutes restriction has gone up. I think Kuzma is a good option and the one guy that I would consider playing on the Lakers side, unless any news breaks. We gotta stay abreast of that all day tomorrow. On the Thunder side, I do like Paul and both Shea have I've rostered both of them this year in the right situations, but with that Lakers backcourt, defensively with Green and Bradley and everybody, it's just that to me takes away a lot of their efficiency. I just don't think the Thunder are a good play in the backcourt for that matchup against the Lakers. And likewise for the centers. I mean, Adams and Noel have both been getting decent minutes, but that front line of Davis and Howard and McGee, just I think too strong. So I'm going to be fade city on this game. Nobody from the Thunder, probably just Kuz from the Lakers, and hope I got a nice big fat lead in those first 3 games and can just watch that last NBA TV game late night and root for a blowout and for that game to not be effective for those guys that are going to be dialed up, because everybody always dials up a lot of LeBron and Davis, and I get it. It makes sense, but I think this is a great fade spot for both of them. So, all right, that is it for the card. I think I really like this 4-game slate. Like I said, there's some standout nucleus guys that I really like, especially that Warriors-Grizzlies game. I love the fade in this late game, and I think you cherry pick those guys in the Portland Pelicans and Suns-Kings game, you can really come up with a great lineup. And it's going to fit. I think salary-wise it'll fit, which means you don't have to dumpster dive and pray for someone, one of the minimum guys to have any type of a game. So, all right, sounds great. I think we got this covered. Check us out on Twitter all throughout the day tomorrow. Again, I'm at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi. My man Mike Apotria is at Mike Apotria, MikeApotria. And my man Andrew Hansen is at Language Olympic. And for the next show, I promise that I'm going to get the Twitter handles down. I do know Miles. It's Miles6565, I believe. And Andy's I do not know yet. So I'm going to get those 2 for our next show. So I apologize on that. But those guys will be manning the ship on the DFS thread on hoop-ball.com. All right, terrific. I hope this helps you. Let's make some money. Smash it in DFS a little bit on Tuesday. This is a great little 4-game slate. I think that we can really do some damage. So I am Coach, and I want to thank you for joining me for Hoopball NBA DFS today. We look to crush it tomorrow, and we will catch you again on the next edition of NBA DFS today. Thanks, guys.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.